It's another CT adventure. Here I am in the Cache, C-A-C-H-E, like hide something, mountain range. And this is Beaver Creek down here. I'm probably 6 miles from the pavement, and I'm kind of floundering around back here looking for hiking trails, roads that aren't so rugged. I found a place here just to pop in, drop in. I'm gonna set my tent back here. Okay, so the dilemma that I'm having is that what I perceive as hiking trails on the map, you know, dotted lines or dashed lines, they're ATV trails. 50 inches or less to be allowed to drive on these trails. And I was sitting here thinking, did I move to the wrong place? Did I move to a place where people don't hike? Maybe. Here comes one. Alright. It's a great drop-in camp location. I basically just wanted to drop in here, kind of get a feel for what's going on with insects and trails and roads and water supply. I have a good feeling now for tomorrow. Just hide the bike and just start hiking up the creek valley here. I mentioned earlier hard-boiled eggs. I've got a little tray that I brought out this time. This time I've got Brussels sprouts, and I've been taking cashews and cranberries. Let's see, there, and dehydrated hot peppers. And so this is not the ultra lightweight, but it's like making a bomb meal on your camping trip. And it's just a regular ramen package in there. And I put everything in there. I boil it on my alcohol stove for maybe almost the full 1 ounce fuel usage. And it works. There was a very large bird down here, 4 or 5 foot wingspan, and that high, kind of a piercing chirp. I'm thinking it was an eagle, because I've heard eagles chirping like that before. And I saw him down here in the creek bed here. I'm gonna follow the road along the creek. This is Beaver Creek Valley, and decide what to do at some junctions of roads and more ATV trails. Kind of my thought is to go up, having the water source along the way. As my pack gets lighter over the next couple days, I can attempt coming back through the back country. Alright, see what happens when you leave your tent unattended. Oh, look, the baby duckies. Hey. Hey, duck, duck. Hey, duckies. You got the place to be. heading toward Egan Basin, and the creek is right here. Just gonna kind of stay close to the water for now. I think there's a baby bird in here, and this guy's upset now. And so this is the way I'm going, and I'm going to connect with an ATV or hiking trail, I hope, and head this way towards Blue Lake. And this right here is going to stop a lot of people from driving back there. But I got to get across this, and then I'm going to grab some water. And here we've got clouds building. It's kind of early, but yeah, there's some over here. We're expecting some thunderstorms and potentially fire hazardous lightning strikes. And this is Gibson Basin. It's huge. Some cattle out there. And this is the cattle track, probably going to Blue Lake. The track is fairly well worn, easy to follow, and I don't think I'm going to have any motor vehicles back here. I'm into the land of flowers again. It's awesome. Yeah. Still going. And could be a marker here. But there's a big caldera back there, and I think the lake is back here. Almost looks like the trail goes this way. Alright, so there's the lake over there. I'm going to look for a place to camp, but the cattle have been back here. Here, I just got set up, everything in the tent, and the rain comes. This is a pretty sheltered spot here. I'm not even getting any water here, but it's coming down. And I kind of pulled away from the lake and any cow activity. The trail is over here, kind of angling down that way. And also I moved over here for, a better morning sun warm-up. There've been some deer, I think, back here. Getting close, and then they would realize I was here and they would snort and go away. Quite a big forest. Kind of surprised at the space and like how thick it is, and how much habitat for animals there is. Wouldn't be surprised now to see bear signs. Well, came up here to have this water as a backup. I wouldn't want to get water here. I'm thinking the cows have been in here. This is all cut down, eaten down, these grasses. And so they may have been tromping around in here. I came up and there was a hawk over here. Flew this way. And I walked over to see if I could see it and get it on film. And I turned the camera off and it flew right across here. Real close, and he's up in the tree over here. And on the way over, there was a buck deer in here. And I'm getting pretty good at getting them to stop and turn around and listen to what I have to say. I told him he's looking pretty good and to be careful. So I've got a couple choices for tomorrow. This one is a sure bet for water. Back down to Beaver Creek, which is down in this valley, and Egan Basin, which, you know, this is going in the right direction. The other would be to risk a spring, or maybe two. I want to get up on this trail over here. It's the trail that continues from Beaver Creek Campground, where it crosses through the Gibson Basin. It curls around and goes up on top of the ridge for a few miles. And I can also catch it this way. So I'm probably going to go down this way tomorrow for water. Couple nice big trees. I told you I would find some. So cool, these little birds. Small birds, but with the long, kind of a pointy beak. And so, very curious. They come by and it's kind of like this little honk they make. And this one has been coming here over the last 2 days. Just to check me out, and I talk to it, and it makes these little tiny... It's just all in these branches checking me out. And the deer back over here could have been the same buck I saw just over here yesterday. Probably curious too, but took off running. Nice, cool night, cool afternoon. 60 degrees with, some breezes. And just that cover of clouds, and the thunder was over here for a long time. Yep, a couple owls, but they were farther away, not close, and one small one. And I think he got into this thing where he could just continuously hoot, hoot, hoot. Yeah, and a good plan I've got for today. There's a kind of a long trail running down the top part of the ridge and then back around this area. I like that plan. All this water is close, this bottom basin here with Beaver Creek, and I like it. So the lake's back there. Came down on this faint trail, and right here looks like, a road. The boulders removed. Going in this direction. Some nice meadows back here. Yeah, right here. We've got a cut log away from the trail. And I think, here's a mark here too. I think mostly the cows are using it now. I just came from here. Here's a corral, an old shelter, and there's another building through there. I need to see if there's water. Well, nobody's home. Look at there. Yep, pretty nice place. Table, stove, loft, bed over there. So I think this is a National Forest Service building, establishment. And I'm hoping there's some water down this way. Okay, Egan Basin here, and I'm hoping some water starts up right down here, because it doesn't look like there's much higher. If not, I crossed a real muddy cow spring back there, and I'll have to go back. There's no water in here. I don't know how far down it starts. I don't know if there's any springs up here, but I do know there's a crappy one back there. I'm gonna have to go back. Yeah, the water looks good. I just want to see if I can get it from higher up, if it even matters. Yeah, it won't matter where I get it. The cows have been all through this, animals, and I've got my water, a whole lot. 4.5 liters. And now we've got some thunder and lightning brewing here. Hey, you know, thankfully I'm shaded from the sun and the heat. It's been nice. Yeah, just gonna cut straight through and go up this ridge line here. Yeah. Thank you. It's much better than that dusty go-kart road. There goes one. Anyway, I'm halfway there now. Big. Oh, this is big here. Almost up there. I was trying to get there before this came. It's a big cell and it's going to last a while. I was hiking so hard I couldn't get breath. I couldn't get enough air. Yeah. Well, there's a bit of shelter here, so that's better than it was. This is so worth it. I was way down there, around this way, and carried that water 9 pounds all the way up here. And now it's like heaven. All I need to do is find a camp spot, and I've got water for tomorrow to hike out. And I can see the trail way down there. I thought for sure that rain bank would just stick here all day. There's gonna be some more. I want to be ready. Okay, what a crazy trip up here. I'm on this ridge top, and there's 2 or 3 perfect, wonderful, soft places to put the tent right here. A little close to this trail, but I've only seen one guy come through here in the last 3 or 4 hours. And so this is my view over Egan Basin. So this ridge line is just opposite of all of the places that I've been exploring over here in Logan River Valley, Franklin Basin, Gibson Lakes. I can see the upper, you know, distinctive rocky ridge line over there, and I can't get a good shot because of all these trees. There's trees like all along this whole line. This is Cascade Trekker, old school, carrying up 4.5 liters of water up probably, I want to say like 800 feet. Thing was, I knew I had to climb up here anyway to get this trail, and I just busted straight up that ridge line, and it was so nice. It was a real blessing. This sun came out to let me dry out. I'm hearing thunder, and I'm looking here. It's pretty dark. I guess I should prepare to get rained on. And that was the view north. Danish Pass, Cub Peak. Maybe something to explore next time. And oddly enough, I'm hearing the cacophony of the sheep. The same sheep from last time. Miles away down this next valley. And that last little cell, that hit pretty hard. I had to restake the tent and put some boulders on top of all the stakes. Make sure it didn't fall apart next time. But it stayed dry inside. There it is. Early day. Now look at this face and tell me if I'm feeling foul. I've said all the cuss words last night. This whole place was teeming with sheep all night. At the beginning of darkness till the beginning of this sunlight, the daylight, not the sunlight, they split. There's at least 150 or 200. I encountered them last week across the valley. I am destroyed right now. If I slept, it was for, I don't even know, in small increments. There were babies here. There were big old ones over here that couldn't make any noise. They would like all night. And then you'd hear one down there. All night right here. And the earplugs didn't help. And I even took half of a sleeping tablet to get my rest for this early start. And do you know what happens when you don't sleep after taking a tablet? I'm destroyed right now. Last night was one big nightmare, nonstop, and I was thinking, oh, they're gonna go away, all right? Because they move around. They didn't. And then I'm thinking, man, I could just pack up and hike a mile away, but I'd forget something or lose something. And then I had this like so intense of a strong feeling that I wanted a storm to come and rain on these guys and thunder and lightning and set them off. A windstorm came through. It was so freaky. And I said to myself, man, just half an hour of a storm to get these guys. A windstorm came by and it was intense. So much. At one point I came out I was trying to scare these guys away, and they wouldn't go far. Well, they'd kick up all this dust, and it just like slams me in the face with this windstorm, this dust cloud. Oh, many times at night I would have grit in my teeth from this. But it was freaky and amazing that storm came after I asked for something. I don't know what's going on. Take a sleeping tablet and don't sleep. Okay, here's a better perspective. I've got the Naomi Peak, and the crest, I guess, you know, and this obvious one, that bare rock ridge, White Canyon here. I was up there last week, right up in there. Here's a nice shot. Here's the Gibson Lake area. I'm thinking I was back in there. And these rugged rock ridge lines are amazing. Very distinctive. It's been a pretty good workout, and I've only seen one vehicle come through here. Yeah, just like that, I'm down at Gibson Basin. Okay, so the other thing, this is the way back to where I came in. There's a trail going up on top here, and it's like a 2 more mile extra hike, because the motorcycle is directly over this, about 1.5 miles this way. But if I go this way, I think it's like 3.5 miles. So I've got a choice. I have enough water. I'm going to decide when I get there. I'm heading up the trail instead of taking the road around this way. I could try and go backcountry to my spot. Let's see. I'm on a roll. It feels good to be walking. Yeah, we got some big ones here on the top. And I could almost see these from the other side of Gibson Basin. I've just left the road, the trail down here. I changed my mind to just try and shoot straight for where the camp was and the motorcycle is. I've got a little bit of a valley draw to go through, but I just don't see walking down that road with all the dust. And so this might be interesting. Just gonna go for it. Just keep walking in this direction. kind of thick back in here. You see the chainsaw's been in here. Just not sure from which direction. We got some rocks up here, which makes me think it's kind of the corner of the creek valley back there, Beaver Creek. But over here, I've got a clear shot of the opposite ridge, which means I really don't need to climb this, but this looks real thick, so I'm just gonna go this way, I guess. And so I found a logging track here. Might take me down to where I want to be. So I'm pretty lucky I found this road, because it was a pretty long trek. I would have been still way back there in the forest. So I'm just gonna see where it comes out down here. Alright, here's a nice vantage point. Just have to get down here. This is a little steep. I'm gonna curl around and go down this draw here. Hey, I did it pretty good. My motorcycle's down that way, maybe a couple hundred yards. Okay, here's the tent, motorcycle. Everything was fine. So there's Screechy. Today was a great day. I'm tired, exhausted. I couldn't take a nap. I don't know why. But altogether told, the distance hiked was about 13 miles on this loop. Probably 2,500 feet to 3,000 feet in elevation change. So I'm noticing it. My belt, my pants are sliding down more. Good times.